Hello. This is Michael Alder from thelandflippingformula.com covering another Q&A session. One of the most common questions that comes in is, what does the contract look like that you actually use to sell or finance your deals on? We do a lot of seller financing when we do our land sales. So as a legal disclaimer, first off, always consult an attorney before you use any contract and any contract in your area, because it can vary from state to state and city to city. But here's an overview of what a contract could look like that you would use on your land flipping business. So check this out. We got a land purchase agreement. This is a legally binding contract. Buyer agrees to purchase the below mentioned property from the seller in accordance with the below mentioned terms. So here we got the property. I'm also going to point out a couple of the key things within the contract that you really want to pay attention to. So the description, here we have a 1 acre parcel, Socorro County, New Mexico. Legal description, you can pull that right off of the auditor's site. And the parcel number. These are the three key things you want to have on your contract right off the bat so your buyer knows exactly what they're getting. Next, we're going to go into price. We got $100 down, $50 per month for 24 months. The payment schedule, I always do mine whatever day I receive the first payment on. The payment plan starts 30 days out from there. So you do your down payment and first month's payment just like any rental property. And then 30 days out from there, your next payment's due. Buyer could prepay anytime. I have no problem with an early payoff. I don't know why anybody else would, but some people do. Payment methods, we pretty much take any form of payment. You can do electronic deposit. Late fees, here's a key point you want to pay attention to keep your buyers on track. Buyer agrees to make payment no later than the 5th of every month, because that's when this contract started. With the understanding of a late fee will be added, of $25 will be added to the monthly payment if said payment is not received by the 9th. So in this particular contract, we're giving a 4-day grace period to have them get their payment in. Now here's what I do that is a little bit different than most of the land dealers out there. I like to give a nice long benefit of the doubt, if you will. So what I do is, if you go into default with me for 90 days, that means you fall off the map and I'm reaching out to you trying to, help you get back on track. I'll give you 90 days to, work out a payment plan with me, submit a payment, just contact me, see if we can get back on track. Whereas a lot of people only give 30 to 60 days. So meaning if you default 30 to 60 days, you're out and they resell the property. I like to give 90 days because, people fall on hard times from time to time and they need an extra month or a couple extra weeks to get back on track. So that's what I do that's a little different than most. Buyer falls behind more than $150 owed at any time to include late fees, taxes, or other fees. Seller has the right to declare buyer in default of this contract. If seller declares buyer in default, this contract becomes null and void in its entirety. Seller keeps all monies collected from the buyer. Seller becomes free to use or dispose of the property as they see fit. So basically means I can go ahead and resell it if you disappear on me for 90 days. Here's the title. We're going to go ahead and transfer by special warranty deed. Everything will be free and clear when we transfer. Now, in some cases, you could have a property that has a bunch of back taxes owed on it and you don't want to deal with it, and you could write in the contract that they are to assume the back taxes. But in most of the deals we do, taxes are brought up current to the point of where the buyer shows up, and then the buyer is responsible for the taxes from there on. The beauty of land deals, taxes are so minimal, like $5 to $10 a year in most of the properties we deal with. So in this particular case, we paid the taxes current. Buyer will be responsible for the property taxes 2017 and beyond if the property taxes are not paid by their due date. Seller may pay the property taxes, then add the amount to the balance owed by the buyer. So if I'm afraid they're not paying the taxes and someone's going to buy the tax lien or something like that, I could go ahead and buy it and then just roll it into their payment on the back end to get my money back. So in most cases, they're able to use the property. If we're in a seller-financed transaction, I like to go ahead and I don't allow people to build on them unless we've built a really good relationship and we're a couple, a dozen plus months in and everything's on track. Because if someone builds a permanent structure on a property that's technically still in your name, then they go into default, it could get kind of ugly. So, I allow people to hang out, use it recreationally, camp on it, stuff like that. But I don't want any permanent structures in most cases until I'm paid off in title transfers. So we got, all those little bullet points there, and I'm sure you can read right through those from this video. Everybody signs off. Now, I use DocuSign because it's easy first off, and it keeps all my stuff on file for me as well. So I'm going to create another video showing you how to leverage DocuSign to, track all your paperwork and keep you organized there. But this is a basic overview of a seller finance transaction for land deals. Like I said, always consult an attorney first to make sure it's legal in your area. And if you want to see more bullet points on how we run our land flipping business, feel free to stop by thelandflippingformula.com. I got a completely free video and audio series. You can just opt right in for that, and you can see how we run our business on a regular basis. Thank you for tuning in, and feel free to reach out with me with any questions.